This is All India Radio. Life must go on. All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar presents science serial Life Must Go On, based on understanding and managing sustainable development. Let's listen to episode number 25th, titled The Custodian.
Oh my god, the fuel prices have gone up once again.
Medha, petrol was never cheap. I think now you will have to lock up your scooty and take on Route 11 to go to the school.
Route 11? What's that, Vivek?
Huh? You don't know?
No?
Oh, Route 11, man. These are your two legs. This one
Oh.
and this one.
Ha 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 ha, you're so funny, Vivek. It means now I'll have to walk to school.
Medha, let me get your old bicycle repaired while we're at it, right?
Vivek, so you want to get that old broken cycle repaired? I only use my scooty to go to school.
Mm.
But what about you, Vivek? You're always seen loafing around the road with your bike.
What?
What will happen to that?
So now you are calling my going to the gym loafing around now?
Obviously, Vivek.
This is so unfair.
Vivek, Medha, what's going on? Again fighting, huh?
Papa, it's her fault. She is doing all
Oh,
this.
okay, silence. You guys are always fighting.
Papa, it was Vivek who started this argument. He asked me to lock up my scooty. I'll have to go to school either on foot or get my old rejected cycle repaired.
But why, Medha? Why will you go to school on foot?
Papa, don't you know? Petrol and diesel have become dearer from today onwards.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Papa. We just heard in the news that the prices of petrol, diesel, and cooking gas have been increased.
Yes, Medha, the price of petroleum products have been increasing day by day.
Papa, why do we see petroleum prices rising again and again?
And it seems it will never go down. Isn't that so, Papa?
Of course, Vivek. Because the Earth's reserve of petroleum is limited.
Mm-hmm.
And its consumption is increasing fast. Although expensive, at least petroleum products are available today.
So, do you mean a time may come when they won't be available?
It's not a question of may. It will come, isn't it, Papa?
Yes, Medha. If we keep using our natural resources indiscriminately, we'll run out of not only petroleum products, but many other things of our daily use.
Oh,
Papa, we were talking about petrol and diesel only. But why are you talking about natural resources now? What are these natural resources?
Vivek, any resource that we get from nature is a natural resource.
Oh.
Ah, that means water, plants, fish, petrol, cooking gas, all these are natural resources?
Yes. And remember one thing. Only when we are able to use a product for our daily need, it becomes a resource.
But I don't get it, Papa. What does it mean?
Okay, Vivek. Take the example of petroleum,
Mm-hmm.
which has been lying underground for millions of years. And it was of no use till we learned to use it to drive our cars.
that means it was not considered a natural resource earlier.
Yes, Medha.
Oh,
A natural product can be considered a resource only when appropriate technology is available for its meaningful use.
That means everything we take from nature can be a natural resource?
Yes, it can be living or non-living.
You mean
Okay.
biotic or abiotic, right?
Yes, Medha,
Oh.
correct.
That means all living beings and plants around us can be considered biotic resources.
But Papa, the number of all living things keep growing through reproduction.
You're right, Medha. That's why they are called renewable resources.
Oh,
That means they will never get exhausted. Is that so, Papa?
Yeah, Vivek, only if you use it with discretion and don't overuse them.
So if we don't maintain a balance, we may lose some resources forever.
You're absolutely right, Medha. This balance should be motto of our life.
Oh.
And why is that, Papa?
Vivek, remember one thing. Our life depends on these natural resources.
Okay.
Imagine if we lose all plants and crops, can we survive? No.
If we don't get petrol or coal, it will be a big problem.
Yes.
That's okay, but Papa, are coal and petroleum natural resources?
Of course, Vivek. They are biotech resources.
Oh, biotic resources. But Papa, they don't grow or reproduce.
That's why they are different from living biotech resources. They were formed from living plants and organisms after remaining buried underground for millions of years.
But Papa, are they renewable like living biotic resources?
No, since they don't grow, they are called non-renewable resources.
Oh,
So this means they will be exhausted someday, right?
You are right, Vivek. They'll certainly get exhausted. But if we will use them prudently, they may last longer.
so we will have to find alternative resources.
Maybe the alternative resources will force a change in our lifestyle, huh?
A change in our lifestyle? But how?
Vivek, suppose petrol gets exhausted one day.
Mm-hmm.
What will we people do?
If the alternative is not convenient or it is too expensive, maybe the people will travel less, or they may also look for job near their homes.
Medha,
Hmm?
today we consider the world as a global village.
Village?
Yes, because we can travel to any corner in a few hours. Imagine if traveling becomes difficult, then the world will again appear too big, as it did 100 or 200 years back.
Don't talk like that, Papa. You are scaring us.
No, Vivek, I'm not scaring you. I'm just trying to tell you how natural resources can change our culture and way of thinking.
Oh.
And a lifestyle too.
Yes, Medha. Apart from biotech resources, abiotic natural resources are also essential for our life.
Papa, what are these abiotic natural resources?
Vivek, many things that we see around, such as land, water, air, minerals, these are abiotic natural resources.
Oh.
Medha, Vivek, where are you?
Yes, Mom.
We are in the drawing room, Mom.
Oh, so all of you are here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning, dear. I was looking for all of you with tea and snacks in your rooms.
Oh.
Being a Sunday, I thought you'll still be in bed today.
No, Mom. After we heard about petrol and diesel becoming costlier this morning, we were just discussing about it.
Oh, yes, Vivek. I also heard about the rise in the cooking gas price.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
By how much, Sunita?
around 80 rupees per cylinder.
Oh.
And you know, a cylinder, it doesn't even last more than 20 days. I have to use the gas so many times to make so many cups of tea and meals at different times for each of you. This consumes too much of gas, you know.
Rightly said, Mom. Cooking gas is not inexhaustible.
Yeah.
So, we must use it economically.
True. Medha, look who's there on the door.
Yes, Mom.
Go, beta.
Hello, beta. Is your papa home?
Yes, Uncle. Please come inside.
Hi, hello everyone.
Hello.
Oh, Aurora, what a pleasant surprise. Come.
Papa.
Thank you.
Aurora, Uncle.
Beta, Aurora is a childhood friend of mine. So, Aurora, how come you are here today? If I'm not mistaken, you were posted in Gujarat, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, Sunil. But now I've been transferred to Dudhwa National Park.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had to pass through this place. So I decided to meet you.
Very nice, Aurora. That's a very good thing you have done. So you've got promoted, huh?
Yes, you're right, Sunil. I'll be joining as Deputy Conservator of Forests.
Oh, superb. Congratulations, Aurora.
Thank you.
Okay,
dear.
Aurora. Meet my family. She's my daughter Medha.
Oh, hello.
Uncle.
Hello.
She's doing her BSc. And he's my son Vivek.
Namaste, Arora uncle.
Namaste, beta. Namaste.
He's in 12th standard.
Okay, great.
And
great.
uncle, congratulations on the good news.
Thank you, beta. Thank you very much.
And you know Sunita.
Ah, Bhabhi ji. How can I forget her? She has not changed a bit. Namaste, Bhabhi ji.
Namaste, bhaiya. First of all, you must have tea. Meanwhile, I'll prepare meal for you.
No, Bhabhi ji, no meal.
Huh?
I have to travel long. I'll go to Palia from here and from there to Dudhwa. It will be evening by that time. Reaching there,
Yeah.
I just dropped in to say hello.
Okay, Arora. At least have tea with some pakoda.
That's nice, no? See, Aurora having pakoda.
What a rhyme.
Yes, uncle. Please do. And tell us more about yourself. Do you have to live in a jungle or something?
Come on, Vivek. Tell me one thing.
Hmm?
Do I have horns or a tail?
No, it's not visible, Arora.
Yeah, come on. Look. Not exactly the jungle, but yeah, my work is mostly in jungle.
That means you will have a chance to roam in the jungle daily. How exciting, isn't it, Uncle?
Yes, beta. It is exciting. But only if you go there as a visitor for excursion and picnic. Guys, tell me one thing. Why don't you come to visit Dudhwa National Park sometime?
Oh, that is such a great idea, Arora uncle.
Of course.
Arora, you've got me into trouble.
Come
Papa,
on.
please, Papa.
Yeah.
Let's make a plan. I'll
Bring
convince
your
you.
kids.
Yes, Papa, please, we have to go there.
Yeah, be a sport, man.
Okay, relax. We will plan, kids. We will plan.
Wow, that's nice. Medha, Vivek, clapping for Papa.
Yes, uncle.
Okay.
Now listen, let me know in advance whenever you people plan to come, right?
Yes, Arora. Of course, we'll let you know. And meanwhile, should we have some pakoda, Arora?
Yes, Jijaji. What? Anuditi is not well? What happened to her? Manoj Jijaji, please take care of her. I'll try to visit her. I'll try to meet her as soon as possible. Yeah, I shall be there. Okay, bye. Oh,
Sunita, what happened? You're looking worried.
elder sister Anuditi is not well, Sunil.
Oh.
Can we visit her, please?
Yes, of course. Why not?
Mom, are you talking about Manoj uncle who works with the ONGC?
You're right, beta.
Yes, Vivek. He's a senior officer in ONGC.
Oh, then can we come along also?
Why not?
Oh,
Today's a holiday. Let's all go.
oh, thank you, Sunil.
Come,
Okay.
let's go.
Let's go.
Hello, Manoj.
Sunil, what a surprise!
I hope it's a pleasant surprise.
Namaste, Jijaji.
Namaste, uncle.
Hello, Uncle.
Welcome, Sunita. Hi, Medha. Hi, Vivek.
Hi, uncle.
Manoj bhai, I'm always at the beck and call of your Bhabhi ji. If she decides, I have to obey.
No, Jijaji. It's the other way round. Actually, Didi was not well, so we all decided to come here and meet her.
Yes.
Where is she?
She's relaxing inside. You can go. Thankfully, nothing to worry about.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. I'll see her and be back.
So, Sunil, tell me, how's everything?
Manoj bhai, nothing special, just the regular stuff.
But uncle, I have a question for you.
Yes, beta. Tell me, what is it?
Why do you guys increase the price of petrol so frequently?
Vivek, we cannot determine the prices of petrol.
Hmm?
It is decided by the global production and consumption levels.
Oh,
The more we consume, the less will be its availability. And higher will be its price, isn't it, Uncle?
Yes, beta. The availability of petroleum products is decreasing day by day.
and why is that, Manoj uncle?
Because it's a non-renewable resource.
See, I don't get that.
Okay, Vivek, I'll make you understand. Non-renewable resources means something the reserve of which is limited. Okay, we cannot increase the quantity available for use.
Means?
Okay, For example, think of a godown full of cylinders filled with cooking gas. And we take out and use the gas stored here without any limit.
Exactly. We need energy for everything we do. Almost 40% of energy used in homes, factories, and transportation comes from petroleum products.
Manoj uncle, that means almost half of our energy need is met by petroleum products, right?
You're absolutely right, Meda.
But Manoj uncle, from where do we get our petroleum products?
Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States are the largest producers of petroleum.
Oh.
But Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Norway are the largest exporters.
The United States and Mexico use their own petroleum and also import some of it.
Okay, and what about India?
It is estimated that India has a reserve of about 6 billion barrels or 900 billion liters of petroleum.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the second largest reserve after China.
You're absolutely right, Sunil. The largest of our reserves are found offshore around Mumbai.
But still, we have to import large quantities of petroleum.
According to a 2013 survey by an international agency, at the rate we are consuming petroleum, the world's reserves may get exhausted in 25 years.
What?
Only 25 years? What will happen after that?
The price of petroleum will rise when the rich nations will be able to buy it. But developing nations like India will face very difficult situation.
Why? The research is already going on to develop the alternative sources of energy.
It's true, but I doubt if any of them can directly replace petrol or diesel.
Why, Manoj uncle?
The main alternatives we have today are nuclear and solar energy. But can we use these to run our bikes, cars, buses, or airliners?
But uncle, nowadays natural gas can also be used to run cars and buses.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Medha. Compressed natural gas or CNG is being used widely to run vehicles. According to one estimate, almost 25 million vehicles are running on CNG around the world.
But natural gases will also get exhausted one day, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. According to present estimates, the present reserves of natural gas will last for only 100 years or so.
Manoj uncle, we use liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG, and piped natural gas at home for cooking. If these resources are exhausted, then what will happen?
No problem. We'll use coal.
Sunita, but coal too will not be available forever. Remember that.
Yeah.
You're very right, Sunil. Coal will last not more than 100 years or so.
Oh, that means cooking gas and coal will get exhausted?
Yes.
We'll have to use wood for cooking then.
No, Sunita. New sources of energy will be developed by then.
Otherwise, we will have to go back to the primitive age where humans ate uncooked food.
Medha, I think your papa has come. Go, beta.
I'll go and check.
Medha, you remember your Aurora uncle?
Oh, the uncle who is at Dudhwa National Park?
Yes. And I have a pleasant surprise for you.
What, Papa?
He has invited us.
Oh, that's great.
What did you say?
Papa, what did
you say yes?
Papa, Papa,
Not yet, not yet.
Papa, please.
Yes, please, Papa, we want
Oh,
to go.
okay. I'll call him and fix it for next Sunday. Is that okay?
Papa,
Yes,
you're
Papa,
great.
you're great.
Papa is great because we are going out for picnic, huh? Aurora, we are here.
Sunil, Bhabhi ji, come. Welcome to the Dudhwa National Park.
Thank you.
Namaste,
Namaste,
uncle.
Namaste, beta. Namaste, Medha. Namaste, Vivek. Bhabhi ji,
Ji.
come this way.
Sure.
Vivek, leave her back there. I'll get it picked up.
Okay.
Come.
This is such a wonderful place.
Ah,
Do you live here?
you like it?
Yes, uncle.
Good. That's good. Well, I spend most of my time here. I hope you guys didn't have any problem reaching here.
Oh, no, not at all.
Good.
But uncle, the forest environment gives such a good feel, right?
Vivek, it's not only about feeling good. Forests are essential for our life.
Yes, Medha, you're right. Our life depends on them. Forests prevent fertile soil from being washed away. They are also the chief source of oxygen that we breathe.
Yes, we can't live for a minute without oxygen.
About 39 million square kilometers or 1/4 of Earth's land surface is covered with forests.
But for sustaining ecological balance, forest cover should be at least 30%. Am I right, Aurora?
Yes, Sunil. There are countries like Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Sweden, and Guyana where forest cover is almost 75%.
75%?
Ah, yes. And in Gabon, it is more than 85%.
85?
That must be the highest forest cover.
True. On the other hand, Malta, Bahrain, Libya, and the Arab countries have less than 0.5% of their total area under the forest cover.
And if I'm not mistaken, Qatar has no forest, right?
Yes, that's true. But they have plans to create an artificial forest of about 8 square kilometers.
Uncle, Qatar is creating an artificial forest, and in our country, we are only destroying our forests, that too recklessly.
Yes, Medha, you are right. Almost 10% of world's forests were destroyed in the 15 years between 1990 and 2015.
And we are facing the consequences.
Not only this, I've heard that if forests continue to be destroyed at this rate, in 100 years the world's famous rainforest would cease to exist. That's so sad.
Yes, Sunil, it is sad. You heard it right. And the situation in India is also not encouraging. According to a survey of 2012, the total forested area in India is only about 25% of its total land area. In states like Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Punjab, the forest cover is only 3.5 to 5%.
That's
Whoa.
so sad.
This sounds like a really serious situation.
Yes, it is indeed. Vivek, in India, more than 15 lakh hectares of forest land is cleared every year for agriculture and other uses.
Uncle, I think this is the reason why Earth is getting warmer, monsoon is becoming uncertain, and wildlife is disappearing.
True. According to a survey done in 2014, there has been a decline of more than 52% in wildlife species between 1970 to 2014.
That's drastic.
In India, some 172 species of animal are on the verge of extinction.
I know some of them, such as the Asian elephant, the one-horned rhino, Royal Bengal tiger, and vulture.
Apart from these, I have heard that many species of plants are also endangered.
Yes, Bhabiji, you have heard it right. Efforts are on to save them. The government has already created more than 120 national parks, 18 bioreserves, and 537 sanctuaries for the purpose.
Aurora uncle, are we going to talk only theory today or do we have plans for practicals also?
What do you mean, Vivek?
Uncle, aren't we going to the forest to explore?
Oh, why not? Let's have breakfast and then we'll go on forest excursion.
Come on, kids, let's have breakfast and go. Come on.
Can I sit here?
Oh, please, have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll get down at Lucknow.
Okay, even we are going to Lucknow.
Oh, that's great. By the way, I'm Rajesh Sharma, a geography professor at the university.
Myself, Sunil. He's my son, Vivek.
Hello uncle.
Hi, Vivek.
She's my daughter, Medha.
Hello, Uncle.
Hi, Medha.
My wife, Sunita.
Hello.
Hello, Sunita.
Rajesh, Uncle, do you teach at the university?
Yes, my dear, I do.
Rajesh ji, have you noticed?
What?
There was a time when traveling by train we could see crop fields on both sides of the track, extending up to the horizon. But today, we see so many built up areas in between.
You're right. Kids, do you know what happened to the crop fields?
They have been swallowed by a growing population.
You're right, Medha. In the year 2000, almost 54% of India's land area was under cultivation. But today, it has come down to only 47%, thanks to growing population and urbanization.
That means our growing population has eaten up 7% of our cultivable land.
Sunita, not only land, the growing population is also the cause of many other depleting natural resources, such as mineral, oil, water, and gas. We have already seen.
True.
Yes, water is a renewable natural resource, but it has also become scarce due to misuse, wastage, and pollution. We must remember, we are the custodians of all our natural resources and have no right to waste them. We have to conserve them for our future generations by using them judiciously. If we fail to do that, the human species may be in for a serious trouble ahead.
Well said, Rajeshji. So let us all pledge that we be the custodians of Earth's natural resources, which are rapidly depleting day by day.
Yes, we all pledge.
Life must go on. You were listening to the 25th episode of this science serial produced by All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar, titled The Custodian. Coordinators were Dr. R. Gopichandran and Dr. B.K. Tyagi. Research and script Dr. Arvind Dubey. English translation Shri Biman Basu. This episode was directed by Sudarshan Kumar. Presented by Dilip Jha. Recording and mixing Sharad Sharma. And the participating artists were Nikhil Diwan, Nitin Bhasin, Tulip Fazal, Saurabh Bhatia, Rakshit Thaplial, and Mamta Malkani. Hey listeners, please stay with us. Here are 2 questions for you. The lucky winner will get attractive prize from Vigyan Prasar. The first question is, what is the total forest area in India according to 2012 survey? The second question is, in which state Dudhwa National Park is situated? You can send in your answers by simple post. Our address is Science Serial Life Must Go On, All India Radio, room number 615, New Broadcasting House, Sansad Marg, New Delhi 110001. You can also write on our email ID radio@vigyanprasar.gov.in. Please do write or mail us your full name, age and profession. If you are associated with any science club, do let us know the membership of your club. If you have any query or question, then don't hesitate to write into us. We will be back again with the next episode of this science serial. Life must go on. Same day, same time next week. Till then, goodbye.